Oh, run the die roll. That's always fun. Hello and good luck. Matashine? Or Machetine or something? Matashine. What I want to play first? No, I'll draw. Yeah, I'm not stoked, but I'm not gonna throw this away. I have 2 3 drops, and one land gets me either one of them, and then we can start getting some more cards here. And this slow format means you don't have to be particularly hard on that mulligan. Ooh, and having that Essence Scatter is gonna be cool. I'm very pleased about that. Ooh, blue-black, that's a good color combination, and my opponent is looking to go ahead and slow things down, which works for me as well. Essence Scatter, it's definitely a target for Archaeomancer. Not awesome, because my opponent then knows about it, but I think all my pieces like that, such as the Celestial Flare, anything that comes down, it's basically going to be known. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this just so I don't get too far behind. It's not the greatest thing, but I'm going to start tapping out here pretty soon, so that's cool. And yeah, I'll play the Scroll Thief so my opponent doesn't want to attack so much with Seacoast Drake. I'd like to draw a mid-range, nice, strong spell to kind of bait out a removal spell, because I think this Air Server I'm going to have to hang on to for a while until my opponent gets low on drops. And that's exactly one of them, so that's cool. I'm very much cool with that. Yeah, I'm getting pinged down one a turn, but that's okay. That is A-okay. Here, so I'm not looking to do pressure. I might as well just get the Essence Scatter back. All of my targets are going to be pretty obvious to my opponent, and this will actually sort of, if I leave something up next turn, it'll make my opponent kind of think twice about what's being played. My opponent missed a land drop last turn, by the way, which I didn't point out, but noticed. Just something to think about to see if my opponent continues to be a little bit screwed. It looks like my opponent just passed the turn. That's really great. Great for me. Here I do just want to keep Essence Scatter up, so I'll go ahead and play my Archaeomancer, getting nothing, but that's okay. I don't want my Air Servant getting Essence Scattered itself, or even canceled or something is available, so we're just going to go ahead and play this late game, which is going to favor my opponent, because my opponent's the one who's screwed, and we'll have a whole grip of cards once the lands start flowing. But I really am not in a position to get Air Servant online and do anything major here. And since my opponent knows about the Essence Scatter, it's just going to take a little while before my opponent can kind of get out of that. And it is cool that I can be bashing in for at least, you know, one a turn. And I'll take it. Excuse me, sorry, a Seacoast Drake if that's what comes down here. Yeah, I'm going to wait to play Air Servant. Hopefully my opponent will try to tap out this turn, and I just want to keep up my Essence Scatter. Do my 1 point of damage here and there. Mind Rot. Okay. Not awesome, but I will definitely get rid of that and Brave the Elements. My opponent's kind of desperately trying to stay alive. That does give me the opening. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that gives me the opening to go ahead and play my Air Servant here, and then keep my Essence Scatter up. So that'll be good. A little worried about another removal spell, but I got to start doing something. Try to punish my opponent. Getting my 1 point of damage in. I'm okay if some sort of, you know, Ring Flesh takes out the Ornamentor. That is perfectly fine by me. I am seriously contemplating just taking the air servant my opponent wants to chump, because a removal spell just takes out the air servant in general, right? Yeah, that guy can resolve. I don't care about that. I'd rather save my Essence Scatter for something a lot more relevant. 1, 2, 3. I will go ahead and play the planes, because that way I can do some double tapping. All my opponent can have is a Ring Flesh, which doesn't kill my Air Servant, so there's no need for me to tap down the Seacoast Drake, because basically I get card advantage or damage through one way or another. Yep, there we go. If my opponent wants to take him with Ended Minotaur, I'll just double block. I'm fine with that. I can even just throw away the Scroll Thief, to be honest. What other spells might make it bad for me to attack in with Air Servant? So my opponent's attacking with Seacoast Drake. That I'm okay with. If you want to do that 1 point. I guess it could have been fine, since I have plenty of mana, to just go ahead and tap it down anyway. Should have paid attention to that, because I have so much mana. My opponent knows what's in my hand. There's no reason not to. Could have saved that 1 point. But maybe another flyer comes down. Yeah, but still, I have enough mana to do both, so... Is it correct for my opponent to attack, considering clearly my opponent was not planning on blocking anytime soon. And we're just going to try to rest on this control and keeping Air Servant alive pretty handily. Yep, my opponent's still stuck on land. Mostly worried about a like a Liturgy of Blood coming down. How much do I care about that card? The fact that I have ways to deal with it means I feel like I don't care that much about it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Celestial Flare is going to make dreams come true anyway. Right? Right. I'm definitely going to keep Celestial Flare up. And I want to kind of signal it to my opponent, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Counterspell can get me with that. Yeah, actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and tap the boys down, see what my opponent wants to play after that. Save the Celestial Flare for something a little bit more relevant, not signal that it's there. Excuse me. I do have to kind of live in fear of the 5th land, right? Like Liturgy of Blood comes down, takes out the Air Servant, and then I'm kind of screwed. Hey, Seacoast Drake, that's good. Another Sea Kite. Okay, I think it is time for me to go ahead and Essence Scatter that. I am okay with that. And I do have blocks up with Seacoast Drake, so I'm only taking 1 if that happens. I'm just thinking I lose if my opponent can knock out this Air Servant, and that's going to be dangerous. Quag Cygnus. Okay. Not entirely dead with it yet, but one more swamp is gonna get that there. This does allow me to get at least, you know, another 3 points of damage through, so that'll be sweet. There's that guy. Yeah, being able to play that land out and then have 2 more activations, even like, oh shoot, I should have tapped those guys down during upkeep. Looks like no swamp came through, but I can't respond to a swamp being played. So that is something to know, that if, I mean, if I survive this turn, then it's fine. I think despite that misplay, like, I'm still gonna get this right now, because my opponent didn't have it, but we shall see. What are you playing? Corpse Hauler. That's okay. I do not mind that at all. Tap you down. My opponent has enough mana to do this and get the Sea Kite back. By do this, I mean Corpse Hauler. And get Sea Kite on flashback. There's just not enough mana for that. Disperse, okay. Trying to stay alive there for a turn. Very admirable. And because of that, now I do need to... can I win? Nope, can't win. I do need to set that stop now. Stop on my opponent's turn. That's in case, like I was saying before, in case a swamp comes down and the air servant comes, because I can't respond to a land being played. I'm thinking ahead to next game. I'm a little worried. I only pulled out of this. I pulled out this win because my opponent was so stuck on lands for forever. So that might end up being quite a challenge. Although we started getting some sweet action here. So Quag Cygnus is a target for Solemn Offering, and in this case the Quag Cygnus stayed alive, but I don't anticipate that being the norm. Normally Quag Cygnus gets hit into the bin pretty quickly. I didn't see an aggressive start from my opponent. I actually saw cards where I think these dinky 2/1s are not going to be too sweet. Things like the Seacoast Drake and what have you. So I'm actually not going to sideboard out anything unless there's really something horrible here. Brave Elements actually works against black if it's a white creature that's there. But yeah, I think for the most part the Solemn Offering isn't going to get an enchantment. Because most of the time Quag Cygnus just deals its damage and negative happens anyway. So Woodsman wants to play last. Alright, that's appropriate. I do have an Essence Scatter and then followed by a Time Ebb, but since I have a 6 and a 7, I'm just going to have to mulligan, which sucks, but oh, this is better. At least I have a 3-drop and a 5-drop, right? And my opponent went down to 6 as well. Not as big of a deal being on the draw as we saw with the last game. You can kind of keep some sketchier stuff in the slow format. And I'm pretty slow too, so it's not like my opponent has to be worried about anything. Let's keep our Essence Scatter available, please. I'm just going to signal that I have it and let my opponent have the Seacoast Drake, because who cares about a Seacoast Drake, right? Play the Oromancer for value, or lack thereof. I need to take this upkeep. Don't stop on my opponent's turn. We'll get rid of that guy. I already have enough stabs. Plenty of stabs here. Do I want to trade my Fortify for the Oromancer? No, I'll wait. I'm okay with that. Plus I want to keep up my my Essence Scatter, which I have in hand, right? Go ahead. Play something I want to Essence Scatter. Cool. Alright, so we're getting a lot of lands here. Air Servant dies to Quag Sickness right away, so I kind of want to hang on to it anyway. And with my opponent having counter magic up, I think that's the correct gameplay. Here I'm playing around not Quag Sickness, around Ring Flesh. Before I was okay with that trade happening, but now this is my only creature for a while. I'm not really interested in losing my Oromancer to Ring Flesh at the moment. I like that we're all just kind of going late game. I got my lands. I just need to draw some of my power spells, which I have in the deck. Yeah, there's a good one. And I'm happy to run this out, keeping my Essence Scatter up, which is what my opponent might think I was doing. And if my opponent wants to Quag Sickness or counter this one, I'm more excited for that than Air Servant. And cool, very glad that that didn't go down. And if my opponent has nothing, this Charging Griffin can start attacking into the Seacoast Drake, which will be sweet. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just going to attack in with the, I think both, right? Because Fortify allows me to kind of get some wonky action on. If my opponent wants to do like an Athalia Sea Kite, which is a big possibility, then Fortify will just kind of help clear the way for that. See if my opponent just wants to do that. Yep, cool. That's A-okay. We're going to Fortify here. After then, if Athalia Sea Kite does something, we'll see kind of what the game plan is on the blocks. Oh, okay. Let's see. So I can go ahead and get 5 points of damage in right now, and then have my Oromancer actually like kill the Sea Kite. I kind of like that. Alternatively, I just have it keep my Oromancer alive, but then I've just wasted my Fortify, really. I was assuming there'd be like a double block or something, so it was cool my opponent did that, but yeah, I'm still very much okay with just pumping them and getting a lot of damage in and getting rid of that Sea Kite. Especially because now I'm going to hang on to the island because Mind Rot is going to get me. But for now, I'm just down to have some more flyers online. Oh, okay. Not Mind Rot, but Leon's Reaver is a thing. But maybe we just win this in the air, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We keep up some counter. I have to discard something. It's just going to be a land. I don't think I really care. And the 2/2 zombie, maybe I can just race on its own. But if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and a land, I can tap down the Seacoast Drake. Yeah, that's got to be like the correct play here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the Air Servant. Tap this guy down, swing for another 5, And now it's the race game, right? Yeah, totally. Definitely scared. My opponent's going to be getting a whole lot of value out of this Reaver. I either got to play whatever I draw, and my opponent's just going to start building out a huge board. And my opponent has 6 cards in hand, so as soon as the land screw's gone, like I see a Quacks and just taking this Air Servant out like in a second. This is very risky, but I think it's how I win this game. The Air Servant might just trade with the Liliana's Reaver, actually. I got my tempo swing in, but I assume Quack Sickness? Ugh. Yep, there it goes. Can't do anything about it. Am I F6? No, I should definitely be F6. So the opponent gets that zombie. I lose my planes. I'm still able to attack in for 3 a turn. And then, yeah, see if my opponent pulls out of this. Seacoast Drake is okay. I'm certainly playing it. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and attack with both anyway. Because I don't think my opponent has like a Ring Flesh to punish me for it. Ooh, Doomblade. That's a bummer. Play the Seacoast Drake. Oh, I forgot. Seacoast Drake only costs 1, but whatever. Not a big deal. I clearly have nothing to do with my mana right now. I will block. Oh, Disperse. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a big old bummer. That works well with the I've never seen that interaction. Makes perfect sense. Not exactly a trippy interaction, but it's an interaction, alright. I can't block. I lose my Seacoast Drake. And now my opponent has ridiculously stabilized. And I'll just pass the turn. There's no point for me to do anything here. Worry about another Disperse. That could be bad. Yeah, my opponent should only do 8 right now. There's no reason to attack with the Seacoast Drake, like at all. And a Scroll Thief doesn't get us there, so we'll go ahead and concede. Cool. Okay. Still fine with not having Solemn Offering online. I guess Capuchin Knight can help with the Reaver, but I think I have more... I mean, I have ways to deal with the Reaver, you know? I mean, with these Celestial Flares, Brave the Elements can help. I don't think I need to have, not Brave the Elements to say, but Pay No Heed or something. I don't think I need to bring out a Capuchin Knight to pull out... I mean, what's weak? Oromancer, kind of. Yeah, Oromancer doesn't really do anything. At least the Capuchin Knight late game can kind of do something. Yeah, I guess that'll work, actually. Wow. Capuchin Knight. You're coming in. You crazy, crazy human, you. Cool. Here we go. Do I want to play first? No. I want to drop first. 1, 2, 3. And this is a pretty cool hand. Essence, Scatter, and Pacifism, and then that guy. So no, I do not want to. My opponent mold like I mold previously. Ooh, and Celestial Flare, which means I'll go ahead and actually play the planes first. Depending upon what my opponent plays here. Corpse Hauler? Okay. I'm cool with just leaving Essence Scatter up on that guy. Well, actually, no. I'm going to go ahead and play Capuchin Knight, since I drew that. And that blocks the Corpse Hauler. Pretty effectively, in fact. Cool. And then Do I attack? No, I just want to go late. And I'll, is my opponent missing that land drop? That was crazy. How many lands is my opponent playing? I really kind of need to know this. Alright, this is going to be good. The Essence Scatter? No, no Essence Scatter. Cool. Even though I didn't have a backup creature to play, I think it was worth it, knowing that my opponent was just stuck on lands, and that's why there was, you know, oh, well, there goes Quaxiness. But that's going to happen. I think we're still in a pretty good spot with all of our removal here. Yeah, I'm not particularly in the mood to be, I guess, bashing in for 2 a turn. Just train off 2, but maybe. I mean, I gotta do something, right? Yeah, but Capture Knight is kind of there to deal with the Reaver and stuff, so I'm just gonna play defense. It's what my deck wants to do. There's no need for me to be attacking. Go ahead and do that. That's fine. Yeah. Alright, so, yeah, just hanging out. Leon's Reaver. Alright. Probably just gonna pacify the guy. That's fine with me. Air Servant. I love Air Servant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Humana Ho. Can't really play it yet because I really need to do the Liliana's Reaver thing first and foremost. Yeah. Go ahead and pacify that guy. And then pass the turn. Dead Minotaur. Don't particularly care about you either, buddy boy. Here we go. I actually put the Stonehorn Chanter down first. Maximizes my mana, and I'd rather that eat a removal spell than my Air Servant, so that kind of works out for me. And a bunch of mana sinks for the late game. Minotaur Abomination, okay. That's a thing. Probably gonna take a Celestial Flare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really want to keep Celestial Flare up. But if the Minotaur Abomination does bash in, I guess that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And at this point, yeah, I think we're just gonna go with the Armored Cancrix. Should be F6ing on this. Oh, whatevs. Seco straight. Okay. Charging Griffin. Yeah, I like that. I really want to protect this Air Servant. Obviously. I'm totally representing Celestial Flare, which I don't mind since I have 2 of them. I think you play around the first one. After that, I don't think you play around the second one. So, if my opponent's like, "Oh, there you go," and then like feels like, "Oh, I played around it so well." Yeah, see, exactly. Please use your Quaxiness on that and not my Air Servant. And I don't mind about the 1 point of damage, so I'm not going to use my Celestial Flare. Pay no heed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I could. I think now is the time to pull the trigger on the Air Servant. damage isn't really going to happen with with against my deck in terms of a removal spell. But my opponent only has one card in hand. Yeah, I think I gotta go for it here. Just don't Doomblade it. Another Quagsonus. Dang. Well, I betted wrong. Still okay. Ooh, if I Sea Kite. Okay. Gosh. So my opponent's going to be bashing in with both cards, right? I wish I could get rid of this Minotaur Abomination. Let's see. I bounced the Minotaur Abomination with time. I'm attacking with a Stoneheart Enchanter, right? 1, 2, 3. My opponent would have to double block. Even possibly triple block if my opponent's sly like that. And then I still have a Pay No Heed backup if that happens. Yeah, I want to start doing things. I'm not going to just like hang around here forever. So we'll go ahead and put Minotaur Abomination on top of my owner's library. And then start bashing in with the Stoneheart Enchanter. My opponent's tapped out, so, I mean, it's really just my opponent wants to triple block. And yeah, my opponent doesn't even block, so that's sweet. And if my opponent bashes in with both these with both the flyers, I will just Celestial Flare, since I have 3 now in my hand, and I just need to start getting rid of them. I assume Seacoast Drake is gone, I take 2, but I'm trying to just clear a bunch of toughness out of the way, and then being able to attack in with the Stoneheart Enchanter is going to be pretty good. Okay. There's that guy coming back down. Sarah Angel, I think we'll just go ahead and play out here. Do you rip another Quag Sickness? Your 4th one? Please don't. That'd be annoying. Corpse Hauler, getting back your Seacoast Drake? What else was in there? Oh, the Death Gaze Cockatrice. Yes. The Pay No Heed will work very well. I do have a lot of things I want to do with my mana, so I'm fine with going out there. And yeah, I'm going to attack with the Sarah Angel. My opponent could try to double block, and then I could just you know, do a Celestial Flare and even a Pay No Heed if I wanted to. I doubt that's going to happen. I think it's just might just be a 1-for-1 or something like that. I'm not too sure. If just the Death Days Cockatrice comes in, then I'll just do a Celestial Flare. If it's not that, then I'll do a Pay No Heed. If like a double block happens, I'll do a Pay No Heed. My opponent has to know that I have something, but probably was going to guess it's a Celestial Flare. I hope that's all my opponent does. Because I will actually use the the Celestial Flare instead of the Pay No Heed here. Because I have, that gives me a little more versatility in the future. Here my opponent's thinking real hard if that's a good idea or not. Actually, I could be wrong right now. it could be more appropriate. Okay, so my opponent did do that. Yeah, we're gonna go there. That's fine. And then do a... We're gonna prevent all damage that this person would do. Okay. 2/2. Yep. Great. I am okay with all that happening. And soon the Storm Enchanter might start actually getting us some life. Who knows? Scroll Thief. That's no fun. Sphinxy? Not yet. But I will keep playing it out because I have so much mana to do here. I definitely... Can I start attacking in 1, 2, 3, 4? So it's a 5/5 first striker if I want. That seems pretty good to me. Alternatively, 1, 2, 3. I can attack in... No, that just gets eaten. Let's do the Sarah Angel. Press the advantage right now. There are certainly outs that my opponent can have with like a Doomblade and stuff, but I think the Celestial Flare will kind of gum up some ground, or gum up like a couple of people down, and then have the ground gummed up pretty well anyway. And I have some pretty live draws also. Ooh, Master Diversion. That's a good draw. We'll do the same attack, and then the Master Diversion can start sending in, tapping down the Minotaur and stuff, so that's going to be sweet. Ugh, sorry for all the low energy. It's just being a little under the weather. Okay, a couple more turns. Can we get there? Oh gosh. I mean, drawing the card is just too attractive to me. And, oh, Essence Scatter. Well, that's gonna happen. But I think we still got this here. That just means I'm only doing the Sarah Angel, because there's nothing my opponent can do about that, and I'm cool with that. I just really want to draw a card. Just F6, because whatever my opponent wants to do this turn is A-okay with me. I'll F6 again. Seacoast Drake. Okay. We're going to try these attacks again. Alright, we're getting there. Does my opponent have another Essence Scatter? What'd you draw? Yep, another Essence Scatter. Okay. I'm cool with that too. Doesn't entirely matter. Messenger Drake. Ooh, that's a good draw. But unfortunately, that means you don't get to win. GG's. Thank you. A little drawn out, but we got there. Going to round 2. See ya shortly. Hope to see you in the next round.